Hello, Brian speaking.
Hi, Brian. It's Mark here.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine.
I haven't caught you at a bad time, have I?
No. I was just watching TV.
Oh, good. Have you had a good weekend?
Yeah, I went to the cinema with some friends yesterday. I haven't done much today. Just at home, watching TV. Yeah, it's been good. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad. Hey, actually, the reason I'm ringing is because it's my birthday next week.
Oh, okay. Yeah?
And I thought I might have a few people round at the weekend to celebrate, and I was wondering if you wanted to come.
That sounds good. What day?
Saturday. A Saturday night.
Saturday. Yeah. I don't have any plans for next Saturday. Great. What time?
About 7:30?
Okay, but I don't think I can get there till 8 o'clock.
No problem.
Do you want me to bring anything?
No, nothing. I'll get the food and everything.
Okay. Do you want anything special for your birthday?
No, you don't have to buy a birthday present. Just come along and help me celebrate. That's all.
Okay, that sounds great.
See you on Saturday.
Cool. See you then.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Hey, Brian, have you met Reshma?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Reshma, this is Brian.
Hello. Sorry, what was your name?
Brian.
Brian. Hi, I'm Reshma.
Hi, Reshma.
Brian and I play football together.
Oh, okay. Is your team doing well?
Yeah, well, we lost last week, but we usually win most of our games.
Yeah, we're doing really well, actually.
Hey, I'll be back in a minute, guys. A few more people have just arrived, so I'd better go and say hi.
Okay.
How do you know Mark?
I live next door.
Okay.
So I've known him since he moved in. A couple of years ago, I guess.
Okay.
So, what do you do?
I work for Trust Savings Bank.
Oh, okay. And what do you do there?
I work in customer services. Yeah, I help people set up new accounts and that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a good company to work for. What about you? What do you do?
I'm a shop assistant. I sell mobile phones.
It's cold today, isn't it?
Freezing.
They say this has been the coldest winter in 30 years.
Really? No wonder I felt cold. Do you think it'll snow?
Maybe. That'd be really strange, though, because it hasn't snowed here in years.
It's weird how the weather's changing. I think that there's...
Hi, Luke. Hi, Jodie. What are you doing here?
Hi, Emma. We're applying for the free month. Are you a member?
Yes. I play badminton here every week, but I'm not very good.
Don't listen to her. She's brilliant.
Look, that's the new boy in my class. He's American.
What's he like?
He seems okay. Quite friendly and easygoing. Oh, cool. He's coming in. Hi, Martin.
Hi. Sorry. I don't remember...
Luke.
I'm his sister, Jodie, and this is Emma.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Do you live near here?
Not far away. What about you?
We're renting an apartment round the corner. My dad's a teacher. We're only here for a year.
Great! Welcome to London.
New Orleans, in Louisiana, in the south of the USA, has a famous nickname, the Big Easy. But people in New Orleans don't use that name. They call it N'Orleans. That isn't a nickname, that's their pronunciation. New Orleans is famous for its history, its jazz, and its Mardi Gras festival. The French founded New Orleans in 1718, then gave the city to the Spanish in 1763. During the 19th century, New Orleans became an important port, The population grew from about 10,000 in 1800 to 287,000 in 1900. There were Native Americans, African, French, Spanish, Italian, German, and Caribbean people. People call New Orleans the birthplace of jazz because African Americans created jazz there. The original Dixieland Jazz Band was from New Orleans, and they made the world's first jazz record in 1917. Every year, there's a huge jazz festival in the city, Jazz Fest. There isn't just jazz. You can hear gospel, R&B, folk, rock, and rap. You can also buy jewellery, paintings, and musical instruments at the Jazz Fest markets. New Orleans' biggest festival is Mardi Gras. It started around 1740. It's a huge street party with parades. Everyone dresses up, and lorries carry huge statues and people in costumes and masks through the streets. The people on the lorries throw necklaces at the crowds. Every year there is a carnival king called Rex. Rex wears a crown and often has gold clothes.
Hey, you know that DVD you saw yesterday?
Yeah?
Did you enjoy it?
Well, actually, yeah, it was pretty good.
Huh.
The scenes with the penguins, they were the best. But the main story was all about a lion, a zebra, a giraffe, and a hippo. And they all live in a zoo in New York.
Okay.
So they travel to Africa and have all kinds of adventures.
Oh, cool.
The dialogue was really funny, and the animation was very clever. It was funny because I know the characters weren't real animals, but the story was very exciting.
Huh.
I didn't expect that.
Huh. And what was it called again? Mozambique?
No, Madagascar.
Oh, yeah. It sounds good.
Hey, Rich, what was that DVD you saw last night like?
Huh? Oh, that was great. The story takes place in England about 200 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And there's a young woman and a man, and they don't really like each other, but then, of course, in the end, they end up falling in love.
Ooh, very romantic.
Yeah, it was all right. It made me laugh a lot. I mean, well, some parts were really funny. I really like Keira Knightley, too.
Uh-huh. And what was it called?
Pride and I don't remember.
Pride and Prejudice?
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you see that film?
Yes, it was very interesting to find out how the fathers look after the eggs all winter long and how the mothers go off to the ocean, leaving them alone.
Did it make you laugh?
No, it made me cry. It was pretty sad. Gosh, I don't remember the title exactly. Oh, something with the... was it The Walk of the Penguins?
No, March of the Penguins.
Oh, yeah, that was it. I really enjoyed it.
Really? I didn't like it that much.
By now you should be finished reading all of Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet. So today I want to review the play and focus on one of the characters, Juliet. I think that Juliet really makes this love story interesting, and I want to talk about why. A lot of people think of Shakespeare as an author who wrote novels that people read. But Shakespeare never actually wrote books. He wrote plays meant to be acted. So, as we look at Romeo and Juliet, I want you to imagine that the story is performed by actors, not read quietly to yourself. As you know, the story of Romeo and Juliet happens in Verona, Italy, and is a very old story. Two important families, the Montagues and the Capulets, are enemies. They're very angry with each other. Romeo Montague falls in love with Juliet Capulet. So, from the start, we know that this relationship is going to have some very big problems. And it does. Can anyone give me a quick summary of the story?
Well, Romeo and Juliet, they get married secretly. And only Romeo and Juliet and their priest know about the wedding. After the wedding, Romeo gets in a fight and kills Juliet's cousin, and so he has to leave Verona. Then Juliet's parents tell her that she has to get married to another man, a guy named Paris. So the priest and Juliet make a plan.
And what is their plan?
Well, Juliet will pretend she's dead to avoid the wedding with Paris. But unfortunately, Romeo doesn't know that she's actually alive, and he rushes back to Verona. When Romeo sees Juliet's body and thinks she's really dead, he kills himself. Then Juliet wakes up, and when she sees Romeo's dead body, she kills herself too.
Good. Very good summary. Now, Romeo and Juliet is one of Shakespeare's earlier plays. It's really a favorite of many, many people. Both Romeo and Juliet are very well-developed characters. They have real emotions and personality. They come alive as we watch or read the play. So, let's take a closer look at Juliet. What did you think of her?
I really liked her. I was kind of surprised how strongly she loved Romeo. She went against her whole family so she could be with him.
Exactly. But notice that she doesn't start off as this strong young woman. Juliet changes in the story. When we first meet Juliet, she's a 13-year-old girl. She's quiet, and she usually does what her parents want her to do. At the beginning of the play, she's a good girl. She wants to please her family. But by the end of the play, Juliet moves from being this young girl to being an independent, mature young woman. Juliet's independence is almost shocking. For instance, she tells her parents that she will not marry Paris, the man they've chosen for her. She questions why Romeo must be an enemy to her family. Juliet even asks Romeo to marry her. All of this was very unusual for a girl in the 16th century. But Juliet knows who she loves. She's even willing to die for her love of Romeo. Here's another thing. Juliet grows more mature in the story. She knows the danger of her relationship with Romeo. For instance, Juliet tells Romeo to be careful when he is outside her balcony talking of love. Juliet also realizes that their relationship can never be happy. Several times in the play, she even refers to her own death. It is Juliet's growing maturity and independence that make her such an interesting character. She's changing, becoming stronger each day. Now, Romeo and Juliet is a tragic, horribly sad story, but it has some universal themes of love and youth. It's been produced many, many times for stage and cinema, and it's my opinion that the strong and beautiful Juliet is the character who makes this love story so popular.
WTVA Action News at 6. I'm Drew Grant. Our lead story this evening, it's official, you live in the best place in America. Every year, City Select magazine lists the best places to live in the United States. And this year, number 1 is right here in Charlottesville, Virginia. Our reporter, Roberta Jackson, explains why.
When it comes to naming the best place to live in America, you might expect to see places like New York City, Seattle, or San Francisco at the top of the list. But according to Kevin Ingalls, editor of City Select magazine, you need look no further than Charlottesville. Among the advantages of living here, Ingalls says, are that Charlottesville has little suburban sprawl and a beautiful natural environment in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Let's face it, who wouldn't want to live here during fall's amazing changing colors? Or in winter with its perfect ski season, in spring when the flowers are blooming with life, or even in summer when you can escape the humidity of the East Coast. And as the home of the University of Virginia, Charlottesville has all the recreational and educational opportunities you could want in a small town. I'm standing here with Kenny Flint, a college student and Charlottesville resident. Kenny, how did you decide to come to Charlottesville?
I grew up in New York City, concrete everywhere. Air, pollution, all that traffic, you know. Here, I'm in the countryside. I look out my window at mountains. I feel closer to nature in Charlottesville than I ever did back in New York.
But there's nature in New York, too. What about Central Park?
Yeah, that's a great park with the lake and fountains and the art museums. But it's It's so planned, you know? There are busy roads on all sides, so it's like man-made nature, and I lived miles from Central Park. I had to drive or take the subway there. Nature here in Charlottesville is all around, and it's really natural. It's wild.
But does the natural beauty of the environment ever distract you from your studies?
Well, I've got to tell you, sometimes I'm sitting in class and I look out at the trees and mountains and my mind drifts off.
When choosing its winner each year, City Select also looks at the cost of living and the cost of buying houses. Charlottesville's house prices are quite high, but the cost of living is low, so this is a very affordable city. Of course, now that the secret's out, everyone is going to want to move to Charlottesville. Reporting live from Charlottesville, I'm Roberta Jackson. Back to you in the studio, Drew.
Thank you, Roberta. This announcement by City Select is not all good news, though. The number one city on the list a few years ago was Ann Arbor, Michigan. Ann Arbor, like Charlottesville, is a college town with a high standard of living, good public schools, and lots of natural beauty, so many people moved there. The increase in population has caused some new problems. There are now more cars, which means that there is more air pollution and more damage to the roads. Another problem in Ann Arbor is sprawl. As the city has become busier, both new and old residents have moved out, bringing pollution and traffic to suburbs and nearby villages. The increase in demand for houses also pushed up the price of buying a home. For more on this aspect of the story, we turn to a city planner here in Charlottesville, Fiona Maxwell. Fiona, can we handle an increase in population?
Yes and no. We have enough space to expand without creating sprawl and without destroying parkland. However, house prices in Charlottesville are already high, and we're going to need greater housing diversity if the city expands. This is an exciting opportunity, but it would be a shame if the cost of living here becomes so high that many people can't afford to live in the best place in America.
One more question, Fiona. Which city would you choose as the best in America?
Well, I live here too, so I would of course say Charlottesville. But I think the big cities can be great places to live too. Atlanta, for example, is a very well-planned city, and it's very affordable. But I still wouldn't move there.
Thank you, Fiona. So it sounds like this announcement may turn out to be a double-edged sword for our town. I guess we'll find out. For more on this story, be sure to check our website